Hello, my fellow weirdlings. It's Margot, and today I'm bringing you 13 weird facts about Halloween that you can use to impress your friends and unwitting trick-or-treaters with your endless knowledge of useless spooky trivia. If you're ready for some relatively painless brain expansion, keep watching. Traditional Halloween imagery often depicts witches, ghosts, and ghouls cavorting under a full moon. But the truth is, there's only a full moon on Halloween 3 or 4 times per century. A full moon on Halloween only occurs roughly once every 19 years. The last one was in 2020. Most fear on Halloween is all in good fun, but the actual fear of Halloween, known as Samhainophobia, is no laughing matter. Defined as persistent, abnormal, and unwarranted fear of Halloween, the phobia can stem from the dislike of being scared or surprised, or might be based on related triggers, such as ghosts or vampires, blood or tombstones, darkness, or lightning. Thankfully, this phobia is fairly rare, though many of us suffer from Halloween FOMO, fear of missing out on the festivities. In fact, Halloween FOMO is so prevalent in the US that during Halloween week alone, Americans consume around 300,000 tons of candy, which is the equivalent of 2 pounds of candy per person. If you put all that candy in a pile, it would be enough to fill 6 Titanics. Not surprisingly, type 2 diabetes is also prevalent in the US. Americans spent an estimated $9 billion on Halloween-related goods in 2018. That's about $86.79 per person. Men spent $14 more on average than their female counterparts. However, women are more likely to carve pumpkins and decorate their homes, though men are significantly more likely to attend a party. 50% of children prefer to receive chocolate on Halloween over other types of treats. 24% of children like other types of candy, and 10% would choose gum. Toothbrushes didn't make the list. Sorry, dentist. I'm not going to go too much into Halloween history here, though you can check out my video How Halloween Happened to get roughly 2,000 years worth of that. But I do want to share this interesting piece of information. Trick-or-treating came to a halt during World War II. Because sugar was being rationed during the war, there wasn't any extra candy available for costumed children to collect. The tradition was paused until peace times returned. When the war was over and sugar rationing ended, children were able to go trick-or-treating once again. However, since the conflict had gone on for years, many young ones had never been out on Halloween and weren't familiar with the concept. The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet and the still-beloved Peanuts comic strip helped to repopularize the tradition of dressing up in costumes and asking for candy door to door. There are certain colors we associate with Halloween. Orange is associated with Halloween because it's a harvest color, and black is associated with Halloween because of its links to death and darkness. But nowadays, purple is used almost as frequently in seasonal decor. The third shade was added to please small children. As a child-friendly color, it may have been used to soften the use of black and make the holiday and its themes palatable to a younger crowd. Another Halloween staple, candy corn, was originally called chicken feed. Created in the 1880s by George Renninger, it was sold to the masses by the col-et Confectionery Company, now known as the Jelly Belly Company, at the turn of the last century. Because corn is what was used to feed chickens, the creation was called chicken feed, and the box was marked with a colorful rooster. One myth tied deeply to unfortunate long-running Halloween superstitions is that it's harder to adopt a black cat around Halloween. While well-meaning animal supporters have spread the word for years that it's dangerous for shelters to adopt out black cats around Halloween for fear of harm being done to the cats out of superstitious fear or malice, the Humane Society of the United States, ASPCA, and many other animal rescue and rehoming organizations say that it's hard enough for black cats to get adopted without well-intentioned activists further perpetuating the negative stereotypes by spreading these myths. This leads to black cats spending even more time in shelters. Because of their common color, black cats are often overlooked in favor of cats with more varied color patterns. Black cats often take longer to get adopted. One of the reasons is because in the age of social media, their dark fur makes them difficult to photograph. Reputable shelters should have an in-depth enough adoption process that their cats are going to safe and thoroughly vetted homes, regardless of the time of year the adoption takes place. While black cats are generally good citizens all year round, studies have shown that Halloween actually makes children act more evil. Putting costume-wearing kids into groups and introducing a clear object of desire, such as candy, has been shown to lead to de-individuation. This psychological term explains what happens when a group of maturing young minds begins to care less about the consequences of their individual actions, leading them to do things they might not do alone. One study in particular found that unsupervised costumed children in groups were far more likely to steal candy and money than both non-costumed kids and children not in a group. Another similar study found that masked children were significantly more likely to take more Halloween candy than they were supposed to if they believed there was no adult supervision. I'll end this on a more somber note, but important to remember. Children are more than twice as likely to be killed or seriously injured while walking the streets and sidewalks on Halloween than on any other night of the year. Always practice proper trick-or-treat safety. Stay with your group. Walk only on the sidewalk. Approach only clearly lit homes. Carry a flashlight or glow stick for visibility. And never go inside a home or car for a treat. That's all I have for you today. I hope you've enjoyed these weird facts about Halloween and will come back for more. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and bring your friends, family, COVID pod, cult members, invisible friends, or enemies. And if you have a weird fact to share, leave it in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and a happy Halloween!